Everybody, Rachel here, Rach the Stamper, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fun fold card. Basically, these kind of cards are really fun because you can decide whatever part you want to cut off the top, and then you're basically just rotating it to the bottom of the card to make your flap. And the only thing that's important is when you're making this piece here, you're going to use the same size white to layer it. And you want to make sure you layer it directly behind so it kind of looks like it's hidden, and then when you open it you can see it. So this is a card using the Perennial Lavender card, or DSP, which is going to be retiring. So I love this paper because it was so versatile. It has a lot of nice distinctions on each side. It's a really pretty paper. It did last 2 catalogs, which is kind of surprising, so I guess I shouldn't be shocked it's gone. This also uses the Fabulous Sayings for the Sending Love, and you can see it's a 1-line stamp, but I'm using it for above and below, so I just did it twice. And then the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are a favorite of mine. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's not a complicated card. Oh, and on the inside here, you can see I did stamp this. And you know what? Now that I forgot, that was another one that I need. This one I think is retired, but I'm not really sure because I cannot keep track of anything. I really do apologize for being so ambiguous about it, but things seem to be coming and going so quickly that I'm just using what I have, and maybe you have something or something similar, but Prairie Grass is what we used for the inside panel, which would be here, that piece. And actually, I'll show you this. I did this in a couple different colors. And then I used these right here on the edge, and I also just rolled this piece in the, I believe that is Lost Lagoon. Yes, Lost Lagoon ink. So Lost Lagoon is the little wisps. Navy is the sentiment. So this is a pretty simple card, I will say, because you really just, like I said, are just making it how you want. So I'm going to show you what I did. I just kind of picked a spot and cut it. So you have your regular card base here, as you can see. So it's just like that. And I just decided how big I wanted the bottom piece to be, and then I cut it. So all I did was I scored this in half like I normally would. So you have your 5.5 by 8.5, scored at half at 4 1/4, and then I just decided what did I want this panel here to be. So I ended up cutting off, I'm pretty sure this is 3 inches. Yep. So I cut off 3 inches. So what I did is I just went and trimmed this, and then I cut it on the score line, and then this is the piece that's going to lay on top of here. So pretty easy. Okay, so this is going to be, so we have 4 inches. This is 4 1/4. So this is 4 1/4 by 3. So this is going to measure 4 by 2 3/4. That's going to be the piece that layers right on there. This is the other side of that purple paper, purple cardstock. This is 4 by 5 1/4. That will be for our inside panel, just like that. That's going to layer there. And then the only thing I forgot was this little piece here, so I just have to cut one. So this is going to be 4 inches, and I think this is 2.5. Yeah, so it'll be 2 1/4 by 4 inches. So that's the only piece I still need. Gonna grab that here. I luckily still have, I think, 1 whole and a partial pack of this paper. I like this paper a lot because it was super versatile. So I'm gonna see if I can find a piece of, yep, there's one of that gingham. I thought this was neutral enough for the front that it wasn't too busy because the background piece is really very bold. This is pretty, but has a little bit busier of a pattern to it. So this one I kind of wanted to be a little bit more neutral. So again, this already measures 4 because I usually cut them in strips of 4. So I just need to trim this down. I think I said it was 2 1/4. Hopefully that's correct. Yep. Okay. And then our other panel is going to be the same as the front panel. So this measures 3 by 4 1/4. And then you just need a scrap for your sentiment. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp the sentiment, and then we'll go back and put all of this together. And then I'll also show you how to do this little inside panel here, which will just sit right on there. So that one's pretty easy as well. Let me just grab a little square. So I just have a piece that's big enough for my sentiment. And basically what you're going to do, you do need to stamp on something because this is all photopolymer, which you guys know is my favorite. And you could always do something different if you wanted to, because these are larger sentiments. So you could do a thank you, but when you're doing the sending love, what I did is I just inked up one word and then inked up the other one. So I'll show you what I mean. So for your stamp, all you're going to do is just take your ink pad. So you have your one word, and just make sure you don't have anything on the love. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it in the center, sending. And then you do need to, in between, clean off. That's the only thing, because if not, there is a chance you could end up with a ghost or a halo image. So you want to clean that off. Oops. Completely. So now that that's clean, then I'm just going to go back the opposite and just ink up my love like that. Oops, and see right there, that's where you need to be careful, because there's a little bit there and you don't want to stamp that, because then it's going to end up on your card and it's not going to look great. So I just wiped that off with my cloth there. There we go. So I have sending love. And again, that was in navy. And before we cut this out, I'm going to just do this little piece here, prairie grass. And I really don't need the whole piece here, because we're kind of just doing the edges. So it doesn't matter that it doesn't necessarily fit onto my block correctly. So I'm just going to add in just like that. That'll be good enough, because we're going to die cut this. And if we need to, we can always add something. Now, I am keeping this out because we need it for the inside and also to roll the edge of the die cut in. All right, so I'm going to grab my Spotlight on Nature die. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. So we have the one that looks like dots and dashes. It would be the 1, 2, 3rd largest. So I'm going to just set this here and roll this through my die cut machine. Now, if you notice that you have a lot of these little pieces still in here, when you die cut this, if you want better contact, if you can line it up with either a piece of tape or Post-it or something, and you actually roll it through upside down, you will get more pressure from the roller over these, so it's a little bit easier to pop those out. So just in case you didn't know that, that might be something to keep in mind. If not, I just use my little poker tool and pop these little things out. I'm going to do that while I'm chatting with you. I'm going to roll this in the ink just to give it a little bit of distinction from the paper below. Always a good time to talk about my friend Amy, who made this for me, who's watching me craft from heaven now. She had the best laugh. She was such a fun girl to hang out with. All right, so wasn't too bad. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take this and we're going to open our ink pad back up again, and we're going to just roll the edges. And it just, when you layer it down onto something, you can see that it just makes it pop a little bit more. So that's really all we need for that part. So we're going to put this here for a second. And then in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll stamp this little panel here. So for this panel, what I did is I stamped it with Lost Lagoon, and then I used my marker or you could use your ink pad if you wanted to as well. But I use my Highland Heather marker to just color in the tops, and then I'll show you what I did with these two markers afterwards. So let me get rid of this because I don't need that. So for this one, you do want a block that fits the whole stamp because you're going to use the whole stamp. This should work well enough. Okay, so to begin, what I'm going to do is just do the Lost Lagoon. Now, you can also do this just with markers. And now that I think about it, I think I did do it just with markers. Probably easier that way. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your markers. Now, if you don't have the markers, you can't really do this anymore, except if you're going to do it maybe with a blender pen and pick up some of the ink from the lid of your pad or a refill. But what I'm doing is I'm just coloring these in, making sure they look like I got most of them. And this is going to dry, so you kind of have to deal with that. So you're going to color that in, and then you're going to use your lighter color, which is Highland Heather, and just color the tips of the flowers or the lavender, whatever the heck this is. I don't even know what it is. So you have your whole stamp colored. It's probably not super easy to see, but it is. But now you have that it is dried a little bit. So what you want to do is you're going to huff or exhale onto this to basically re-wet the ink, and then you're going to stamp it directly. So let me just grab, I had my little scrap, here it is, because it's going to stamp off. So, or Darth Vader it if you want to call it that. All right, so it's definitely much lighter, which is fine because there's no problem with that. Now what we're going to do, and I'm going to sit down for this part so I can see a little bit better, is we're going to take the other end of our Stampin' Write marker. So you have these, if you still have these have a smaller end to them. So we're going to take these, and all I did was I just went in, if you can see, and I just added a little bit of highlighting in a couple spots. So it doesn't really have to be anywhere particular, but we're going to go right in a couple areas. Just add a little bit of, I guess we shouldn't say highlighting, low lighting, darkening. Just like that. And then I went in with the same, so the bullet tip of the Gorgeous Grape marker, and I just added a little bit of texture dots, we'll say, of wherever maybe the little, I don't, what would you even call these? Like the fronds, the, I don't know. I'm just adding a little bit of detail just to make it a little bit more exciting. Now, I did notice here that when I did this one, I did not color up far enough on the stem. So I have a little bit of a disconnect. So I'm going to just take my Lost Lagoon marker and really, really lightly, hopefully you can see this, I'm just going to add in just a little bit of the stem to make sure it connects. You could also, if you wanted to, if you do this with your blender brush, you'll have a lighter stroke of color because there's just a teeny little spot here where I missed. I'm just going to add just a little bit. I'm going to add it on all of them so it kind of looks uniform. This is with the lighter Highland Heather marker. So that's kind of what it looks like. So here is my first one I did. And there is the most recent one I did. So I just added just a little bit of dark spots. I think what I ended up doing here, to be quite honest with you, I think I stamped this one with the ink pad and then I went back and added the highlights, but honestly, I can't remember. So that's pretty much it. Now all we're going to do is put our card together. So we have a little bit of assembly to do. So we're going to just glue these pieces on. I like to glue them when they're flat because I feel like I can turn it and line them up a little bit better. And again, you can make this any size you want. So if you wanted a thinner bottom piece, you could make it thinner. I just picked one. I picked a spot and I cut it and called it a day. And we're going to glue this on. Here, this is our front panel. Probably the most complicated part is gluing the white panel behind the navy panel. so you hide it. That's probably, honestly, the hardest part of the whole thing. So then I'm going to take this and fold it. So when you glue this, also remember you only want glue on the bottom, so you can kind of eyeball where you want it to be. I find that it's easier if you put this first because then you can get a better border. So I'm going to do that. Again, this piece measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I think it's also unusual to use a darker piece of DSP on the background. So I don't really usually use, that might be a little crooked, but it's okay. I don't usually use darker DSP, but since we have this panel here, it kind of makes it look a little bit nicer, I think. So here's your thing, what you can do. Now, what you prefer to do if you want is you can put your white panel down first, and then you can match your blue to cover it. But I tend to do it this way. I tend to put this one first. So say we're going to line these up like this. And just think where you want to put it. All right, so you got it there. So then I'm going to just put some glue on the bottom. So I kind of eyeball it where I want it. It's not going to be perfectly matched up. I just did the best I could. Good part is, though, since you do have the liquid glue, you have a little bit of flexibility. So I think that probably looks pretty good. Looks pretty square if you're looking at it like that. And then I'm going to put glue on the back of this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down so it mirrors that flap. And then just close my card, turn it over. Actually, that lined up pretty well. And then if you needed to, you could adjust it a little bit. There you go. So there's that. And then last but not least, you have your die cut. I did put this on with dimensionals just because I kind of thought it needed a little bit of some sort of lift. So I just put a couple dimensionals on the back of this. Oops. And the good part is, since it is going to be on the whole card front, as long as you keep it within the borders of the dots, it doesn't really matter. So we'll just set that there. Now, if you have some embellishments that maybe are at the end of your pack, I know those shimmering purple gems, they were really cute. Those would look cute if you wanted to add something else to the front of this, if you wanted to add like a little bit of bling of some sort, or maybe like a crystal gem or something like that. I don't feel like it would take away too much, so you could do something like that. Or the other thing that I always find is really easy is if you want to use your Wink of Stella or your shimmer pen, you could always maybe color in just a little bit of the stuff in the background, so it kind of gives a little bit of shimmer without too much excess. So thank you very much for watching today. I hope you have learned something new, and you can see from the two of these, I definitely did center these differently. So this one is much lower. Really just depends on what you want to do for your card, but it's completely unique, so you can really do it any way that you prefer. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you've learned something new today, trying different DSPs or just different fun fold cuts. Again, you can make this any size you want, which is really cool. If you haven't already, I would love for you to like, subscribe, follow, and share. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment in the comment section below here on YouTube. And Stampin' Up! Is getting ready to transition to the new catalog, so there's a lot of stuff that's going to be retiring. A lot of things like these markers are no longer available, so hopefully you already have these if you want. I find them very versatile for coloring, especially if you have these kind of stamps where you want to add different stuff to the stamp, which I always thought is pretty cool. But you can do this as well with photopolymer stamps. I just have never done it because they're just not my fave. I like doing it, I guess, better on the red rubber. I feel like they ink better. However, these may ink just as well. I probably just have never done it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.